New exclusive photographs, by far the best yet, are in from the Titanic. For most of this century, that huge passenger liner has been a dead ship.
Over a century has passed since the Titanic tragically sank, but the mysterious story of this supposedly unsinkable ship continues to puzzle scientists globally. Recent advancements in technology, like robotic cameras, unveil the sunken vessel's long-hidden secrets, shedding new light on its mysterious fate.
At Titanic, you won't find skeletons. The bones actually dissolve into solution very rapidly at that depth.
How did such a grand ship meet its watery end in just a few hours? What new insights did the robotic cameras reveal about the secrets hidden within its wreckage? Join us as we uncover the untold truths and touching memories hidden within the frames of an ancient camera lost to the ocean's embrace. The depths of history. The Royal Mail steamer Titanic, often hailed as the epitome of luxury and engineering wonders, embarked on its first journey amid much publicity and excitement. At the time, she was the largest and most elegant ship ever built, boasting luxurious interiors and state-of-the-art amenities. Her engineers proudly declared her unsinkable, proof of human imagination and technological skills. Constructed at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, the Titanic was a wonder of her time. She measured 882 feet in length and weighed over 46,000 tons. Her grand staircase, first-class dining saloons, and even a heated swimming pool were just some of the lavish features that set her apart. The ship could accommodate 2,435 passengers and around 900 crew members, with tickets for her first-class suites costing as much as $4,350, a staggering amount in 1912. However, disaster struck just 4 days into her journey. The Titanic collided with an iceberg in the chilly waters of the North Atlantic. Despite receiving multiple iceberg warnings, the ship was traveling near her maximum speed when the lookout spotted the iceberg too late to avoid collision. The iceberg scraped along the starboard side, causing fatal damage to her hull. In a mere 2.5 hours, the majestic ship fell over into the icy depths, claiming the lives of over 1,500 passengers and crew in one of the deadliest maritime tragedies in history. The lifeboat capacity was tragically insufficient for the number of people on board, partly due to outdated maritime safety regulations. Consequently, many lifeboats were launched only partially filled. The chaos and confusion of that fateful night have been recounted in numerous historical records, but the precise sequence of events remains covered in mystery. Eyewitness accounts vary, and historical interpretations often cloud the true story of what transpired aboard the doomed ship. Notably, the band continued to play music to calm passengers as the ship sank. A poignant detail that has become legendary. For decades, the Titanic lay undisturbed at the bottom of the ocean, a haunting reminder of humanity's vulnerability to nature's might. It wasn't until 1985, more than 70 years after her sinking, that her final resting place, approximately 600 kilometers off the coast of Newfoundland, was discovered. The destruction of the Titanic, cloaked in darkness and icy waters, told the tragic tale of the once majestic ship. Despite numerous expeditions, many of the Titanic's secrets remained hidden beneath the waves. The task of uncovering these mysteries, especially at a depth of 12,000 feet, was daunting. Even seasoned explorers found it challenging to navigate the debris scattered across a barren underwater landscape. In 2010, a groundbreaking expedition called the Titanic Mapping Project embarked on a mission to finally unravel these secrets. This ambitious effort was led by a diverse team of scientists, engineers, historians, and adventurers. Their goal was to create a comprehensive map of the wreck site using state-of-the-art underwater technology. They deployed independent underwater vehicles and remotely operated vehicles to gather a remarkable amount of data and photographs of the wreckage. The mission was fraught with difficulties. The team had to brave the dangerous depths and capture high-quality images in the murky waters. However, their determination never wavered. United by a common passion for uncovering the truth about the Titanic's last moments, they persevered through every obstacle. For the first time, the world began to see a clearer picture of the Titanic's final resting place and the events that led to its tragic end. High-resolution sonar photos and 3D film footage gave them a stunning view of the Titanic's underwater environment. When the expedition team returned to shore, they faced the painstaking task of analyzing all the data they had collected. Experts worked tirelessly, combining sonar images to create detailed visual mosaics of the wreck site. The final product was an incredibly accurate 3D reconstruction of the Titanic on the ocean floor. By merging sonar and visual data, the team managed to uncover the crash in astonishing detail, almost as if they peeled back the layers of the ocean itself. This achievement was groundbreaking. For the first time, experts could thoroughly study the Titanic's crash site, revealing its final resting place and providing crucial insights into the events that led to its tragic end. The virtual reconstruction brought a new understanding of one of the 20th century's most memorable disasters. The expedition's pioneering work paved the way for future ocean and deep-sea explorations. Since the Titanic sank, numerous theories and assumptions have emerged about what happened that fateful night. However, thanks to the Titanic Mapping Project, people now have a clearer picture of the events that unfolded on that ill-fated journey. This project has shed new light on the Titanic story, helping people understand the tragic shipwreck better than ever before. The Titanic's resting place mysteries. The Titanic struck an iceberg on the night of April 14, 1912, marking one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. The unrest and uncertainty of that tragic night have been extensively recounted in numerous books, films, and documentaries. Yet, despite these retellings, many aspects of what truly happened remain covered in mystery. In the aftermath, experts diligently analyzed the data that emerged, striving to uncover and explain the full extent of the Titanic's resting place. What they discovered was a comprehensive map of the Titanic crash site, detailing its boundaries, debris fields, and most notably, the remains of the ship's two main sections, the bow and the stern. The bow stretched over 500 feet in length. Despite being separated from the rest of the vessel during its sinking, much of its structure remains remarkably intact. This preservation has provided crucial insights into the sequence of events leading to the ship's destruction. One of the most extraordinary findings was the darkened sediments surrounding the bow, indicating where it first made contact with the ocean floor. Through careful examination of these sediments, researchers were able to precisely calculate the speed and angle at which the bow descended, offering new perspectives on the Titanic's final moments. While much attention has been given to the bow of the Titanic, Mickey scientists are equally captivated by exploring the ship's stern, located roughly half a mile away. Another interesting aspect of the story lies in the discovery amid the debris fields strewn with fragments of the ship and artifacts that spilled out during its sinking. One of the enduring mysteries surrounding the Titanic revolves around the exact circumstances of its collision with the iceberg. Despite eyewitness testimonies and historical records offering some clues, uncertainties persist regarding the extent and location of the damage inflicted upon the ship. Numerous expeditions, including 30 missions by the oceanic explorer Robert Ballard, have ventured to the disaster site, yet the elusive 300-foot gash described in the 1912 accident report has never been definitively located. This difference has sparked debates among historians and researchers, with some questioning the accuracy of the official narrative. Nevertheless, amidst ongoing investigations, one thing remains clear: the Titanic's story continues to unfold. Recently, researchers analyzed highly detailed photos of the Titanic crash, revealing new insights. By assembling these images into a comprehensive design, experts gained an unprecedented view of the ship's bow, providing a fresh perspective on its tragic fate. They have complete access to the front of the ship, granting them a personal view of its haunting remains. As they stand before the wreck, each component draws their attention, compelling them to unravel the story of how these artifacts came to rest on the ocean floor. The enormity of the scene is noticeable, especially as they examine the details with detailed care. The prevailing image reveals a gaping hole in the ship's bow, a stark proof of the Titanic's tragic end. Yet, upon closer inspection, they realize this rupture was not caused by the iceberg's initial impact, but rather by the huge pressure of the ocean depths over time. This revelation challenges their expectations, underscoring the relentless forces that continue to shape the crash. Further exploration near the ship's keel uncovers additional clues, plates bearing holes where rivets once secured them. This discovery echoes deeply with their quest for answers. However, the evidence does not align neatly with popular theories. The damage inflicted by the iceberg appears more nuanced than previously thought, affecting only a fraction of the ship's structure. Delving deeper into the data, they calculate that the Titanic sank within 2.5 hours of striking the iceberg. This brief time frame underscores the ship's awful exposure once compromised. It's a sobering realization that sharpens their focus on the true sequence of events leading to the Titanic's demise. Their investigation ultimately spreads a lasting myth. While the iceberg did not tear a massive breach in the ship's hull, its impact caused sufficient damage to hasten the Titanic's tragic sinking. Titanic's tragic descent. The sinking of the Titanic in 1912 stands as an enduring symbol of human tragedy and engineering failure. As the majestic vessel slipped beneath the icy waters of the North Atlantic, it broke into two distinct sections, the bow and the stern. Despite both sections ultimately resting on the ocean floor, their journeys were simply different. The bow descended in a relatively orderly fashion, aided by its streamlined shape and forward momentum. In contrast, the stern, heavier and less aerodynamic, experienced wild destruction. Eyewitness accounts from survivors and later investigations revealed that the stern spun and oscillated wildly as it fell toward the depth. This confused movement subjected the stern to immense structural stresses, causing it to twist and fracture before falling nearly half a mile from the bow. Divers exploring the wreck discovered dramatic evidence of the stern's awful destruction. Large chunks of the once mighty ship broke off during its chaotic fall, scattering debris across the seabed. This debris field, with its mixture of large and small fragments, tells a haunting tale of the Titanic's violent end. Moreover, scientific analyses of the wreck site have uncovered additional insights into the Titanic's final moments. The differential rates of descent between the bow and stern were not merely due to their shapes, but also the structural integrity of each section. The stern's heavier construction and the unequal distribution of weight contributed to its rapid and disordered descent. Furthermore, the pressures exerted on the ship as it sank likely played a crucial role in its breakup. As the Titanic descended through the water column, the increasing water pressure would have worsened any structural weaknesses. This event, coupled with the huge forces generated by the ship's rapid destruction, undoubtedly hastened its demise. The relentless barrage of forces, coupled with the separation of its sections, led to the destruction of the stern, whereas the bow remained relatively intact. Recent studies have illuminated differing scenarios regarding the conditions of the bow and stern upon reaching the ocean floor. Despite this progress, crucial questions about the ship's breakup remain unresolved. Early theories propose that the Titanic broke into two upon surfacing, as the sinking bow elevated the stern into the air. However, emerging evidence challenges this view, compelling investigators to reassess the circumstances behind the ship's demise. Pinpointing the exact time and location of the Titanic's sinking demands a detailed examination of scattered debris on the seabed and an extensive analysis of robotic camera footage. Each item recovered and documented from the ocean bed offers vital clues that can help reconstruct the sequence of events leading to the tragic end of the Titanic. For instance, the discovery of intact portholes or fragments of the grand staircase can provide insights into how the ship broke apart and sank. Investigators are driven to unravel the mystery surrounding the ship's final moments through systematic recording and scrutiny of every piece of evidence. This effort aims to bring closure to one of history's most touching maritime disasters. The Titanic's stern section, which was found separate from the bow, is significantly more damaged, indicating a violent separation likely worsened by the huge pressure of sinking to the ocean floor. In addition to analyzing physical evidence, scientists employ scientific models and simulations to replicate the Titanic's descent and destruction. By combining data from diverse sources, historical records, eyewitness accounts, and cutting-edge technologies, researchers seek a comprehensive understanding of the events surrounding the Titanic's sinking. They also consider factors like ocean currents and the structural integrity of the ship's materials under extreme pressure, improving their understanding of its final moments. Dreadful artifacts. The artifacts uncovered at the Titanic wreck site offer profound insights into the tragic events of that unforgettable April night. Among these treasures are intricate statues, elegant chandeliers, and even the ship's bronze bells. Each item not only provides a glimpse into daily life aboard the Titanic, but also serves as crucial evidence for forensic archaeologists. Alex Kingle Hofer carefully connects these artifacts to specific individuals, enabling a deeper understanding of the personal stories of Titanic passengers. For instance, a pocket watch recovered from the ocean floor belonged to Thomas William Solomon Brown, a South African hotelier whose life was tragically cut short. Despite his untimely death, his wife and daughter continued to honor his memory with strength and resilience. Other recovered items, like journals and personal belongings, illuminate the hopes and dreams of passengers such as Samuel Andrew, a 17-year-old traveling solo to America. His school books and handwritten notes reflect his aspirations, abruptly halted on that chilly April night. As the team delves deeper into the lives of individuals like Andrew, they unearth a treasure collection of artifacts that bring forth personal glimpses into their final moments aboard the Titanic. Among these relics are Andrew's quickly packed school books, their pages still faintly marked with the anticipation of a journey that was unexpectedly stopped by the iceberg's icy impact. These items not only symbolize shattered dreams, but also serve as saddening reminders of the human stories woven into the fabric of the Titanic's tragedy. In their detailed examination of the destruction, investigators aim to solve lasting mysteries surrounding the ship's demise. Recent data from the destruction challenges earlier theories, revealing a more severe breakup sequence than previously imagined. It paints a harrowing picture of the Titanic's structural integrity, giving way under the huge pressure of the sinking, presenting a clearer narrative of its final hours. Despite advancements in technology and historical research, one haunting question remains unanswered. Why did the supposedly unsinkable ship succumb to the depths of the Atlantic? This mystery continues to drive the ongoing investigation, with each artifact providing a fresh perspective and hinting at potential answers. As Alex and his dedicated team analyze these discoveries, they are struck not only by the scale of the disaster, but also by the resilience and spirit of those who perished. The mystery of disintegration. Over the decades since its discovery, the Titanic has undergone a profound transformation. Once a majestic vessel sailing the seas, it has now become a corroded and debris-laden shell. Despite numerous expeditions to study the wreck, its ongoing decay is alarming, raising serious concerns about its ultimate fate. Titanic experts, such as Paul-Henri Nargeolet, have carefully documented the ship's steady deterioration for more than 30 years. They have witnessed firsthand the astonishing changes as the once grand structure crumbles before their eyes. Sections of the upper decks have significantly collapsed, with parts now overlapping dangerously, posing a threat to everything within. What drives this accelerated decay is puzzling. Normally, metal submerged in deep ocean waters rusts slowly due to the lack of oxygen. However, the Titanic is adorned with peculiar formations known as rusticles. These formations, though resembling rust, are created by tiny organisms, bacteria, that thrive on the ship's iron and minerals. These microbial scavengers hasten the ship's disintegration, adding to the mystery and urgency surrounding its preservation. Laurie Johnson, a leading expert on Titanic rusticles, has dedicated many years to uncovering the mysteries of these impenetrable formations. Through thorough investigation and extensive research, she unraveled the complicated details of rusticles, discovering that they are filled with a complex network of ducts and tunnels. These structures serve as homes for various collections of bacteria, all playing a part in the gradual decay of the ship. Rusticles, named for their icicle-like appearance, are not just simple rust formations. They are dynamic and living structures. They are composed of iron oxides and other minerals, combined with a variety of bacterial species that work together in a symbiotic relationship. These bacteria form biofilms, creating a micro-ecosystem that accelerates the corrosion process. One of the most astonishing findings is that some of these bacteria are anaerobic, meaning they thrive in environments without oxygen. Instead of using oxygen for energy, they extract iron and minerals from the wreck, sustaining themselves and multiplying rapidly. These bacteria attack the Titanic like a relentless army, slowly but surely eating away at the ship and leaving a trail of destruction behind them. As scientists delve deeper into the mysteries of Titanic's rusticles, they face a startling realization: the ship's ultimate fate is already written. In 500 years, the Titanic may still look much like it does today, but in 1,000 years, it could be nothing more than a heap of rust on the ocean floor. This grand vessel, once a proud symbol of human innovation and hubris, will eventually vanish, consumed by the sea. Despite this inevitable decay, a heated debate continues among Titanic's caretakers and the children of those who perished on board. Should efforts be made to preserve and maintain the ship's remains, or should they be left to the natural forces of the ocean? Some advocate for the recovery of artifacts to honor the memory of the lost, believing that preserving these relics is a way to pay tribute to the victims. Others argue that the Titanic is a sacred burial site that should be left undisturbed. The weight of this decision rests heavily on the shoulders of those tasked with preserving the Titanic's legacy. They must navigate the delicate balance between respecting the past and allowing nature to take its course, knowing that their choices will shape how future generations remember this iconic piece of history. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In the murky depths of the Atlantic, where the Titanic met its tragic fate, a team of deep-sea explorers made a startling discovery: a corroded metal box holding the remnants of the legendary ship. Inside, preserved against all odds by the cold, pressurized darkness, lay an old camera. Excitement and interest mingled as they delicately extracted the camera from its watery tomb. Could it still hold photographs after more than a century beneath the waves? With trembling hands, they opened the rusted latch and cautiously unspooled the film. The first image developed slowly, revealing a haunting glimpse of the Titanic's grand staircase, adorned with ghostly remnants of opulence. The next few frames depicted eerie scenes of abandoned corridors, frozen in time. But it was the final few photographs that sent shivers down their spines. There, amidst the darkness, were faces, frozen in fear and sorrow. Passengers caught in the final moments of chaos, their expressions telling stories of tragedy and loss. One image captured a lifeboat, overloaded and drifting away, while another showed the ship's bow disappearing into the abyss. These weren't just photographs. They were windows into a night of unimaginable horror. Each image whispered of the human drama that unfolded on that fateful night, the desperation, the bravery, and the heartbreaking farewells. Whose hands had held the camera that bore witness to one of the greatest maritime tragedies of all time? Let us have your opinions in the comment below. Echoes of heroism. During that haunting night, nearly 700 individuals defied the odds and survived amidst the commotion and despair that destroyed the sinking Titanic. As the majestic ship met its watery grave, it took with it stories of courage, tragedy, and human resilience that continue to echo over a century later. The Titanic's demise remains a subject of intense attention and passion among historians and scientists. The exact sequence of events leading to its sinking is carefully studied and debated, with each discovery offering fresh insights into the unfolding tragedy, contributing to its eventual sinking for approximately 2 hours and 40 minutes. Eyewitness accounts from survivors vividly describe the chaos and terror on board as the unsinkable ship succumbed to the icy waters of the North Atlantic. Despite the passage of time, artifacts recovered from the ocean floor, such as personal belongings and ship components, continue to provide saddening connections to the individuals and events of that ill-fated journey. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounds the breakup of the Titanic as it sank. While the bow section remains relatively intact and serves as a solemn memorial to the ship's grandeur, the stern section is fragmented into multiple pieces upon impact with the ocean floor. This breakup has sparked ongoing debate and research into the structural integrity of the ship and the forces at play during its final moments. The rear part of the Titanic lies in disarray, a twisted proof of the powerful forces that caused the grand ship to fall. This stark contrast has sparked curiosity and led to various theories about the final moments of the Titanic. Scholars carefully piece together the puzzle of its demise amidst the scattered wreckage, bearing witness to the relentless force of the disaster. Unraveling the mystery of the Titanic's sinking has proven to be a monumental task for investigators, especially given the fragmented condition of the rear portion of the ship. Researchers have uncovered a crucial clue preserved in the seabed, a large imprint that marks the turbulent descent of the stern. This distinctive impression offers significant insights into the events leading up to the Titanic's collision with the ocean floor, shedding light on details such as the speed and angle of impact that sealed the ship's fate. This rapid descent inflicted fatal damage on the ship's structure, causing it to break apart as it plummeted towards the seabed, nearly 2.5 miles below the surface. The exact cause of this structural failure remains a subject of debate among experts. Some theories suggest that high-pressure water exerted tremendous forces on the ship's hull, while others propose that violent underwater turbulence tore the vessel apart from the inside as it sank. In their quest to reconstruct the Titanic's final moments, each item offering touching glimpses into the lives of the passengers and crew who met their fate that tragic night. The ongoing legal analysis of these artifacts continues to shed light on the human dimension of the disaster. Through painstaking examination and documentation, legal archaeologists have stored thousands of items, carefully reconstructing the timeline of events leading up to the sinking. The breakup below the waves. Despite significant advancements, one crucial question remained unanswered. Exactly when did the Titanic break apart? Investigators examined the debris field around the crash site in pursuit of this answer. What they found was a sprawling expanse of wreckage strewn across the ocean floor. Amidst this scattered debris, they unearthed key clues that would ultimately crack the case. By carefully examining the distribution of wreckage and assessing the condition of various parts of the wreck, investigators pieced together the sequence of events leading to the Titanic's demise. They concluded that the ship likely split apart shortly before it sank, with its bow and stern sections coming to rest several kilometers apart on the seabed. Each new artifact recovered from the Titanic acts like a missing puzzle piece, offering fresh insights into how and why this iconic vessel disintegrated. For years, it was widely believed that the Titanic broke into two pieces at the surface as its sinking bow plunged downward, causing the stern to rise until it could no longer support its weight. According to this theory, the huge pressure crushed the ship's middle, leading to the separation of the bow and stern. However, as the water subsided and new evidence emerged, this idea could be questioned by examining how the wind flowed from the sinking ship. researchers sought to gain a more precise understanding of what occurred that fateful night. "It's an incredibly touching and emotional sight to see everything laid out there on the seabed," remarked Chief Conservator Alex Klingelhofer. "Each artifact recovered from the wreckage tells a unique visual tale of the disaster. For instance, a pocket watch found amidst the debris belonged to Thomas Williams Solomon Brown, a South African hotelier who perished in the tragedy while his wife and daughter survived. Similarly, some passengers left behind written accounts of their lives that remain readable even after a century underwater. A notebook belonging to third-class passenger Edgardo Samuel Andrew was found near the ship's stern in Debris Field 2. Andrew, traveling alone to America, left behind schoolbooks and essays that provide a poignant glimpse into the lives of young children seeking hope and opportunity. As researchers carefully sift through the debris, they encounter the daunting challenge of examining numerous artifacts, each holding the potential to unveil the human story behind the disaster, a narrative often overshadowed by history. Ordinary people like us, muses Klingelhofer, tend to fade away into the archaeological mosaic before they reach conclusions. Despite these hurdles, the team remains resolute in their quest for truth. One certainty emerges: the Titanic did not simply break in two on the surface. Instead, evidence suggests the awful event occurred deeper underwater. The expedition yields a wealth of data, offering researchers a fresh perspective and revealing overlooked clues. Every event of the disaster has etched its mark on the wreckage and seabed, highlighting how these findings are unraveling the Titanic's enduring mysteries. They bring clarity to the events of that fateful night in remarkable detail. While investigators have considerably enhanced their understanding of the Titanic's history, a central mystery remains: what lies ahead for the iconic ship? After a century below the waves, the Titanic's once majestic features are slowly but steadily fading away. The ship is vanishing faster than anticipated. An experienced Titanic researcher who has witnessed firsthand the dramatic transformations at the wreck site over the past 30 years. Nargeolet recounts how the gap between the ship's A deck and B deck, once a spacious 10 feet, particularly given the deep ocean depths where oxygen levels are extremely low. Interestingly, they have observed unusual patterns of rust, known as rusticles, forming on the ship's surface. These formations have sped up the decay process, putting the Titanic's remaining pieces at risk of being lost forever. Despite each artifact's wear and tear, every discovery from the wreckage site tells a story of hope, courage, and sorrow. Each relic represents a crucial piece in a vast collection of information that helps us understand one of history's most unforgettable maritime disasters. They are reminded of the importance of preserving these remnants for future generations. What are your thoughts about these ancient cameras discovered in the deep ocean, uncovering terrifying photographs from the Titanic? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.